Hey, Sarah, thank you. Today's big story, video you will only see here on Fox. The mother of missing Jeremiah Oliver, there she is, being led from the court and into the police van to head back to jail. Elsa Oliver and her boyfriend, Alberto Sierra, they had their faces in court today during a dangerousness hearing in connection with Jeremiah's disappearance. The 5-year-old little boy was last seen by family members September 14th, but authorities didn't know about his disappearance until just a couple of weeks ago when his sister told a school official she hadn't seen him. A DCF social worker and supervisor, they were both fired in the wake of Jeremiah's disappearance. We did catch up with Jeremiah's family members today. They feel the police have been doing all they can to bring Jeremiah back home.
I feel satisfied. I just want to say that the cops are doing a good job. They are doing their job. So those people that are saying that they are not doing their job, yes, they are, and let them do their job. And all I want to say is, I just want to find my son, and that's it.
Elsa Oliver was ordered to undergo a forensic psychological evaluation. She is being held on $100,000 bail. Sierra, her boyfriend, is being held without bail. In the meantime, family members and friends are hoping to organize another search for Jeremiah.
Okay, a lot of questions here. We do want to bring in David Yannetti, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. He joins us live from our Beacon Hill studio. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Let's start with the boyfriend here, because when they were going through these proceedings, they said that there was overwhelming evidence against him to hold him on bail. When you hear something like that, what does that tell you?
Well, when the judge ruled that there was overwhelming evidence to hold him on bail, the judge is saying that she's determined that he's clearly a danger to the community, but she may not be taking into account what he did specifically to this boy that may have resulted in his disappearance. It sounds to me like there was other evidence of him having held the family at knife point. This may be a domestic violence, long-standing situation. So I think the judge was probably more focused on that.
All right, I want to talk about Jeremiah's mother. We see her on the screen here today heading from court into that van. Elsa, she's being held on $100,000 bail. Why is that? And then if she does end up making bail, that's not that high of a bail. What would her conditions be, do you think?
Well, the judge has clearly drawn a distinction between the boyfriend and the mother, most likely because of the boyfriend's actions that were reported in court. You know, in terms of her ability to make bail, you know, in Massachusetts, $100,000 means $100,000 cash, and it doesn't sound to me like there are a lot of prospects for her making that amount, although she would be entitled to a bail review in Superior Court. But it sounds to me like the judge has ordered that if she does make bail, that she'd be required to wear a GPS bracelet around her ankle, so probation and the authorities would know where she is at all times.
Well, do you think that Sierra or Jeremiah's mother are going to face more serious charges soon? Is that sort of what's going to come next in all of this?
Well, I think that depends on where the investigation goes into the boy's disappearance. It certainly does not look good at this point.
You know, when we try to piece everything together, we start to get these clues. And Elsa Oliver, she has a tattoo of a butterfly, and on it there's also a date. It's September 25th, 2013, and at that point in time Jeremiah was missing. So now police, they're searching for the tattoo parlor. When you hear something like that, what could the tattoo mean, and is there any way that they could just the judge could ask the mother, where is your child?
Well, taking the first point in terms of what the tattoo could mean, I believe that local tattoo artists in the area were questioned about that, and understandably said that when people put dates on a tattoo, it's obviously something significant, and a lot of times it's either the date of birth or the date of death. And in light of the fact that this boy has been missing, that certainly raises some questions. In terms of the judge asking the mother, what does that mean, or something so basic as, where is your son? She's charged with a crime. She's certainly a suspect at this point. She has a privilege against self-incrimination, both pursuant to the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution and also the Massachusetts Declaration of Rights. So
Sure.
The judge can ask that.
Yeah, it seems when there's something, you know, as blatant as a tattoo, you just want to ask, and how would you not know where your little boy is? But of course they have to go through the process there.
Yeah, and you know, David, the other issue we've been focusing on all of this, those two DCF workers, you know, they were fired for having really dropped the ball in this case. A lot of people are saying little Jeremiah might still be here right now had they done their job. They were fired, but could they face criminal charges going forward? Is this something that could get really serious on that end?
Well, I think I'd have a difficult time believing that criminal charges would be brought against those caseworkers. It sounds to me like a clear case of negligence, and you know that may lead to other action against DCF, but I don't see a realistic possibility of criminal charges.
You don't think so? Because that's, you know, a lot of people with the DCF, they're saying that they're overworked, you know, they're underpaid, they don't have enough resources. You know, that's the whole other side of the debate as far as that goes. But you don't think criminally responsible should these folks be held who were let go? I don't think that would happen, although it really does sound to me like they dropped the ball here in a big way.
David, in your experience, what happens next, and a timeline of when we might see some sort of closure? You know, authorities, they've said they do fear that this little boy is not alive anymore. In cases that you've seen that are similar, what does your gut tell you, or what do these clues and the context tell you about what could unfold in the next couple of weeks? Well,
it's difficult to say. You know, again, that would depend on where the investigation takes them. You know, it's interesting in these days of, you know, forensic science, you know, searching people's cell phones and computers and forensic DNA testing and all the rest. You know, what we're reading about in the paper with regard to this tattoo is just good old-fashioned police work. Trying to track down where she got the tattoo, trying to talk to somebody who may have questioned her about what that means, you know, etc. I will say, you know, I've dealt with homicide cases before, back when I was a prosecutor, where there was no body and the victim was presumed to be dead. And that presents a very you know, difficult scenario for prosecutors and for the police. Ultimately, they will need to make a decision. If they don't recover this boy's body, and he's presumed to be dead, as to whether to bring homicide charges or not. You can do it, but it makes the case tougher.
Can I ask you to put your prosecutor hat back on for a second? What is the biggest question that you would have if you were going after the mother and the boyfriend in court? What would be the big questions? Would it be the tattoo? Would it be to just take you through a timeline and see where there were any discrepancies? How would you go about attacking this case? Well,
you know, part of this is speculation, which I hate to engage in, but I'm here, and you know, I think. If I were investigating this case as a prosecutor hand in hand with the police, I would want to explore all theories. One theory that I would want to explore is that maybe it was the boyfriend who is responsible, and in light of the fact that we apparently have some evidence of domestic violence and some type of domestic terrorism going on in that house, maybe the mother you know, knows what happened but is afraid to say. I think the police, you know, ultimately, you know, may approach the mother's attorney to find out if that can lead to anything. I mean, now the boyfriend's locked up. Maybe she's now removed from a situation where he can harm her, and maybe they can get some information that way.
Just a sad case all the way around. Well,
No doubt.
David Giannetti, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, we thank you for your time on this Christmas Eve. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.